What's up, everyone? All right, so today is day 2 of trading in Martha's Vineyard, day 2 on the traveling trading station, and day 2 of the challenge. What is the challenge? To get green and shut it down as quick as I can. Now, I want to trade while I'm on this trip because the fact is, if I can trade 1 hour a day and hit a goal of $1,000 in 2 weeks of being here, that's almost $10,000, right? So I want to try to make that money. I want to try to pay for the vacation a little bit, or contribute towards it by trading every single day. It doesn't feel like it really cramps the style of traveling to trade for 1 or maybe 2 hours a day. It's not that big of a deal. So I want to do it. But at the same time, I don't want to be glued to my computer screen all day long, and I don't want to catch a really big loss or dig myself a big hole, because then I could get really kind of bummed out. And I don't want to feel bummed out when I'm traveling. So how do I kind of, balance these two goals? Because of course, every time you trade, you do carry the risk of potentially having a loss. Well, by being a bit more conservative on my trades, being more conservative on the types of stocks I'm willing to trade, I can reduce the risk of catching a big loss. By trading with slightly smaller size, I can reduce the size of the inevitable loss that will happen. And today, just like yesterday, we ended up having a stock that made a big move. So yesterday we had Jan squeezed up 112%. Today we had HSDT squeezed up 96%, at least as of right now. I'm throwing in the towel. It may go higher, and I hope it does, but it's going to go without me. So it went up 96% this morning, which I thought was fantastic. And I got in, traded it, and got green. So today I'm up $9,600. I far exceeded the $1,000 sort of minimum goal that I had set for each trading day while I'm here. Yesterday I was up 6,700 on Jan. So this is $15,000 in 2 days. That's phenomenal. I've now exceeded the amount of money I planned to make during this whole trip, or so set as my minimum, in 2 days. So the challenge is going quite well. And it's thanks to the fact that we had 2 really big percentage gainers 2 days in a row. Now, I sort of thought, and I'm going to walk in here so you guys can check out my traveling trading station, because there was someone that had a question about it. So I sort of thought that we might not have a lot today, because yesterday we had this pretty nice move on Jan. And usually, in a bear market, we're not always going to have 2, really nice back-to-back green days. It looks like there's someone out there fishing and has got something on the line. Fish on. All right, cool. Anyways, we're in a bear market, so I'm kind of like, okay, we're going to get, maybe a couple green days and then a couple slow days. I just wasn't expecting a really big green day today. But, we ended up getting it. So this is the traveling trading station. I've got my 2 laptops. They're both Falcon F15s. And these are Asus USB monitors. They're super skinny, as you can probably see. And this is the mount that I use. It's by 10-1 Design, these little mounts. So you can get these probably on Amazon. And this whole trip is powered by Tylenol and Advil, as most family trips are. So anyways, I had my son trading with me today, same as yesterday, which wasn't so bad. It's actually not that uncommon from this whole school year at home, where he's been, homesick a bunch, which many of you guys with kids have probably experienced a similar type of thing. So anyways, the morning went well. I was pleasantly surprised with HSDT. We didn't have a great gap scanner this morning. When I first sat down around 7:45, 8 o'clock, I sat down and I was like, I don't know. Leading gapper was VTVT. It's a 98-cent stock. The 200 was at 105. And I just thought, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to be the one. And HSDT popped up to $2. And then there were some big sellers that kind of walked it back down to 175. And I thought, interesting, but I don't know. And then those sellers started to get bought up. They got bought up, and all of a sudden we got this curl as it broke through 2. This thing ripped to 245, micro pullback, then to 287, and it was fast. And someone mentioned it, and I pulled it up just at the right time, and I jumped right on and rode that momentum. So it may be higher now. I don't know. I said I don't want to look for the rest of the day, and so I'm not going to look at charts. I'm just going to turn off these computers in a second once I get this uploaded and we do the recap, and then that'll be it. Another green day in the books. And I'll be back at it tomorrow for day 3 of trading in Martha's Vineyard. Now, I'm only 3 days into, it'll be, I think, 9 trading days that I'm going to be here, because this week was a short week. So on day 2, I've now exceeded the minimum amount for profit. And so at this point, I can kind of coast a little bit. I can take it a little bit easy. I mean, not that I wasn't taking it pretty easy yesterday and today, but I could even scale down more on share size, like really slow down and just try to stay green and just stay consistent and not push it. To be honest, probably if I see something that looks good, I'll step up the same as I did today. But if I don't see anything that looks good, I am totally okay with having no trade days. I don't like no trade days because I just feel like, I want to come in, I want to hit some trades. It makes me feel good. I enjoy having a couple winners, and it feels like a bummer to not trade at all. But at the same time, in this market, I just don't want to push it. So that's kind of my game plan right now, just to come in tomorrow, totally willing to trade, but also totally okay with it being a no trade day if nothing sets up and nothing looks good. And I think that that's probably the right attitude for a bear market. And I'm kind of hoping that this trip is sort of an opportunity with this change of scenery for me to kind of press the reset button, adjust expectations, and be content with a lot less. Because, I keep this year comparing to where I was last year, or kind of where I was a few months ago, where I was having back-to-back 30, 40, 50,000, 75,000, $100,000 green days. And it's kind of making me feel like a little inadequate. Like, man, you're really sucking compared to how I was doing before. And so I've been left feeling a little bummed out and also trying to push really hard. Like when I see something starting to open up, I just go like big size, but then we keep not seeing those big extensions the way we saw 6 months ago. And so every time I size up really big like that and then it just comes back down, I get out break even. And every time I do that, I'm sacrificing base hits. And it's getting me frustrated. So by being here, I'm sort of changing the expectation to just get in, get green, shut it down, take it slow, make a couple $100, make 1,000 if you can, and be grateful for that. And you know what? We've had some good fortune these last 2 days with some big percentage movers. And hey, if we have that every day for this whole trip, that would be awesome. I guess wouldn't feel like much of a bear market, but I don't think that'll be the case. I think we'll have maybe a couple more, a few more days like today, but also a few probably no trade days for me. I think that's probably what this trip will look like. Some days where we've got some good action, and then some trades, some days where I don't take any trades at all, which is okay. I think that that's actually a better approach. So anyways, that's the game plan. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. As always, hit the thumbs up, please. It makes a huge difference for the channel, and I hope you're subscribed, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning for the live day trading morning show and day 3 of the challenge. A reminder, as always, my results are not typical and trading is risky, so I encourage you to trade in a simulator before you put real money on the line and take it slow. There is no guarantee for success, whether you learn from me or you trade on your own, so take it slow. All right, so we'll go over trades from today. The only stock I traded was HSDT. I just took a loss on my last trade of about $600. So I was up 10,200, up 9,600 right now, and I think that's a pretty good day, and I'd rather just leave it at that, having given back a little bit off the top, versus keep pushing and overtrade and then generate more commissions and then start giving back more. So this morning, this one was on the scans early as it popped up right here to $2. It hit a high of 2 and then it pulled back, and it kind of consolidated in this area, and then it started to pull away. And as it broke over $1.89 and then $1.95, as it came up to 2, I jumped in it for the breakthrough $2, and we got a really impressive breakout. I wasn't expecting it to go from 2 all the way up to 245 in one minute candle, but it did. And then it pulled back and it broke through 245 and went all the way to 287. But that marks the high day. And it has not been able to reclaim that level, which is a little disappointing. So at its peak, it was up about 96, almost 100% on the day. And then I tried to buy dips off of VWAP here, gave back some profit on that. It came back up for a second attempt. I think that was like a small winner that I took there. And then right here, I had another, and a couple nice trades. We had this false breakout right on this candle where it broke to 54 and then dropped all the way to 26. And then I bought that dip at 31 and it rallied back up here, back to 64. But then I got in at 60, thinking that maybe this is the spot where we would pull away and move up to 3. And then it flushed back down. And that was my last trade. That was my loss. And, you know, I'd like to stay about where I am on the P&L. This far exceeded my expectations for the day. So today is day 2 of trading on my traveling trading station in Martha's Vineyard. I set this challenge that for the 2 weeks I'd be here in Martha's Vineyard, I would try to focus on trading as little as possible. Make it a 1-hour day, maybe a 2-hour day, a 10-hour work week. Get in, get out, get green, shut it down. Get in, go red, shut it down. Don't overtrade. I don't want to spend my whole vacation here sitting in front of the computer. So we're in a bear market. I don't feel like I'm missing a lot by being on vacation right now. I think that it's just a choppier market. So my goal is just to try to consolidate my trading to the time of day where I do the best, which is, you know, the first couple hours of the day, to trade then, and then just to leave it and to not think about trading for the rest of the day as much as possible. And I was successful at that yesterday, and I can be successful at that today as long as I walk away right here. So I've been sitting here since about, I don't know, 7:45, 8 a.m. It's coming up to 10 a.m. So I've done my 2 hours and I'm happy with that. And the profit from today is fantastic. Today is also the first day of the new month. So, you know, I think that this is a great start. Yesterday we had a 112% move on Jan. Today we had a 96% move on HSDT. They're not all going to be perfect. They're not all going to be super clean. They're not all going to hold their levels. But if they give us some volatility, within that volatility is some opportunity. So capitalized on it today. HSDT was our second leading gapper. The leader was VTVT, but I wrote that one off pretty quickly because it was too cheap. The second leader was TNXP, and although I was watching it, I kind of felt the whole time when I was looking at it, it seemed pretty thickly traded. Now, if I'm going to be honest, at this point, HSDT is sort of equally thickly traded. It's got 24 million shares of volume, and it's just the level 2 has gotten pretty thick on it. But TNXP was like this from pretty much the moment I sat down this morning. And I suppose you could see early this morning, like 7 a.m., you got a couple nice big green candles, then you got this pullback, and it did break out here. But even when I was watching it, I was like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's going to really open up. So in any case, I didn't end up trading that one. I just focused on the one today, HSDT. Yesterday I traded 2 stocks, was down 500 on one, was up 6,700 I think on the other. So that was pretty solid. And I'm just trying to keep it mellow. I just don't want to get too stressed out. I want to try to enjoy this trip. And so the goal that I had set was, from a monetary perspective, any day over 1,000 is a great day. And if I did $1,000 a day, being a little bit more conservative, trading in a smaller window of the day, 10 days being here, that's $10,000. Well, I'm up 9,600 today, and I was up 6,700 or so yesterday. So I've exceeded actually the target that I had set for this entire trip here in 2 days, which is wonderful, unexpected, but will have to afford me the ability to not take any trades if there's a day, tomorrow, the next day, whatever, where there's really nothing that looks good. So today I was perfectly content to not trade anything. HSDT surprised me. Right here when it had pulled back, didn't take any trades. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to work. And then when it climbed up here, it popped up on this candle. And then as it broke on this candle, I mean, it broke with such force that, it was game on. And so at that point, as it started to squeeze up there to 2, I took the trade and we got that awesome breakout. And then I just, kept trading it. Came back a little off the top, but overall did pretty well on it. I'm certainly waiting for the next one that, breaks out like this, then first pullback goes up to 354, second pullback goes up to 556, and we're with a 200-300% move. But let's set reasonable expectations. It's a bear market, it's summer, and I really don't know that we're going to get too many of those types of moves. We'll probably get a few, but let's take the base hits while we can, and while they're presenting themselves, and not try to swing for a home run on everything that moves. I think that's going to be a recipe for disaster. So that's where I'm at here for today. Really, not too much else to cover. HSDT was the one, and I am hopeful that maybe it holds these levels and through the afternoon does get through 260, 270 and retests 3, or 287, but it may not. We'll see what happens. Either way, if it goes higher, I'll miss it. If it goes lower, it is what it is. We'll look for the next one tomorrow. And I said, I think yesterday, if we got a 100% move every day, I would be able to do really well. At least, I think I would. It's not a guarantee, but that's not what we've been seeing in this market. So I think we're fortunate that we got 2 in a row, yesterday and today. And what we know is that usually these green days do get clustered together. The market starts to heat up and you start to see back-to-back bigger moves. So maybe, this is an indicator of, something to come. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. TNXP squeezing up here again. Nice move. Big candles. Your pre-market high is 372, so that's rallying up. Just had a nice surge right there. Sort of got below VWAP and then came back above it pretty quickly. And it's just so easy to sit here and just get sucked back in, and the next thing you know, you're taking one more trade, 2 more trades, and I just I don't want to do that right now. I just want to get green and shut it down and not think about trading for the rest of the rest of the day. And that gives me the chance to recharge a little bit. Trading in a bear market can be a little bit tiresome because you deal with more frustration. Stocks are choppier, you're not getting the breakouts you're wanting or expecting, and it's just kind of like, this is a little exhausting. It's a little frustrating. We all like to trade markets that are more exciting, more volatile. They're more fun, and that's what 2020 and 2021 gave us. But it wasn't like that in 2019, and it's not been much like that this year either. And it definitely felt like the faucet, was sort of shut off, in mid-January when we all of a sudden had this big drop in the market. But that's, just part of the deal with trading. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. Hopefully I can keep grinding through this bear market and capturing some profit on days like today where we have something that's moving, and on days where there's nothing, then I'm just gonna shut the computer off at 9:30, 10 a.m. as a no trade day and come back tomorrow. All right, so that's the game plan. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. A reminder, as always, that trading is, in fact, risky. My results are not typical, and there's no guarantee for success. For those that want to keep learning a little bit more, a couple of videos that I published recently that have been pretty popular, which I'll put, let's see, there'll be one in the top corner up here for scalp trading. That one's been pretty popular, and another one right down here for timing entries and exits. So check out those 2 videos. I think you guys will enjoy them, and I'll see you back at it first thing tomorrow morning.